Can we talk about Hideki Matsuyama winning the green jacket at the Masters and then showing up in the Atlanta airport with his jacket draped over a seat and then just like carried the jacket around? He did not get a garment bag for his jacket. He did not choose to wear the jacket. This was interesting to a lot of people because in a lot of people's minds, and most of them are old white men, this is the most prestigious sporting trophy you can win, is the green jacket. And Hideki Matsuyama, it's not that he was disrespecting it, is that he was just very casual with how he was carrying it around. But at the same time, Charlotte, what is the man supposed to do? What else, like if you don't have a garment bag, if he folds it up and stuffs it in his luggage, that's disrespectful. If he wears it, he's kind of a douche, you know, like he would get killed for like being the guy that's like trying to call attention to himself.
That's like wearing the band tee to the concert.
Right, and he's very much like not that type because I mean, like even when he won it in the first place, he was like kind of, you know, mellow about the whole deal and all that. It's like he did not seem like a guy that's going to be wearing his green jacket around like a you know, like a guy like a hockey player carrying the Stanley Cup and just walking in public like pointing at everyone saying, right, "Give me free drinks." So if he does that, that goes against, you know, what his persona is. So I don't know what else he was supposed to do. I felt. How do you see it? Was this a bad thing? Was this Matsuyama's fault? Is this the Masters' fault?
No. First of all, I kind of think that the Masters jacket is the best trophy in sports.
The best.
Yes. And I
What?
Because here's why. Hear me out. First of all, I love that you can carry it around more easily. It's not some hunk of metal where you're like, cool, what am I supposed to do? Like,
whoa,
drink
hunk
out
of
of this?
metal. Rob Manfred, is that you?
God damn it. No, it's practical. Like if you wanted to wear the jacket, sure, you'd kind of be an asshole, but like you could wear the jacket. Secondly, or thirdly, I forgot what number I'm on, but I think there's something really delightful. To me, it seemed humble that he was being that casual about it. He was like, you know,
yes,
here's my jacket. I didn't know what to do with it, really. I didn't know how to carry it, but I care about it a lot. So I'm trying not to, exactly what you said. It's just here with me. And I thought there was something very endearing about that. That was my take.
I agree with you. I could not disagree more that the green jacket is a good trophy. I think it is one of the worst trophy. I think.
Why do you think it's make the case that it's the worst trophy?
Okay, because it does not pass the. If we didn't do I'll say this about the Masters in general, and I say this as a guy who watches every second of the Masters that I possibly can. I download the app, I stream it onto my TV. I in no way, shape, or form think that the Masters is bad, or I'm not trying to be a contrarian in that regard. I love the Masters. I drink it up just like the rest of America. But also the entire hook of the Masters is just the tradition, which, you know, is kind of straightforward, whatever. I like, that's a lot of sports. I get that. But with that, like, if you try to, it does not pass the, if this didn't exist and we tried to pitch it today test, right? Like the Masters in general, if you really think about it.
Is that seriously your metric for trophies?
For a lot of things, yeah. I mean, like, if you really stop and think about it, like the Stanley Cup would pass. Like, if the hockey didn't give out a trophy and then they're like, we want to give out a trophy, here's the trophy we're giving out, everyone would be like, that's pretty badass. I want to win that trophy. Right. And if a golf tournament came out of nowhere and they're like, if you win, you get to put on this jacket, I think a lot of people are like, I'm good. No thanks. In fact, they did do that. Like when they introduced the green jacket initially, my understanding is that people were like, what?
I mean, I'm also like, there's got to be some problematic past to the green jacket
Probably.
somehow.
I
like
mean,
if you dig deep enough, there's some, you know, something dark
it's got
going
bad
on
tweets too. Was the jacket sending it? Is it fired up tweets?
Dude, the jacket has like 4 burner accounts. The jacket and Brian Colangelo's collar are actually friends.
But the thing that's the thing. So like what makes the Masters so good is the tradition, but also like if you really like boil it down, it kind of makes the Masters a little stupid, just in the sense of like think about the 4 golf majors, Charlotte. The other 3 all have like very easy pitches to people. Like if you didn't know anything about golf and you're like, yeah, there are 4 big tournaments that everyone cares about. So number 1 is the oldest tournament in the world, the Open, aka the British Open to American people, but it's just prestigious because it's like the first golf tournament, so people want to win that one. We have the US Open, which is you know, also very old. It's also like technically anybody in America could win the thing. Like if you are, you know, if I started right now and I don't even have to become a professional golfer, I could just like go get good at golf and
We should probably try that.
try that. Should I try it? Should I win the U.S. Open for the show?
Out for the U.S. Open.
But the way the U.S. Open works, very large field, like everyone can. It's an open. It's
Right.
cool. So it's like that's a cool trophy. That's like whatever the soccer, the FA Cup in English soccer, where like all the little like semi-pro beer league teams can play against Manchester United and try to So like that's the appeal of the
Right.
U.S. Open. The PGA Championship is the PGA is the governing body of the highest governing body of golf, and this is their championship. That's easy. That's an easy pitch. The Masters, the pitch is in the 1920s, Bobby Jones decided he wanted to make like a really awesome course.
Right.
And just like make it be perfect. And you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. So like, what do you mean? And you're like, I don't. He just like everything was just gonna be perfect, and then like it was gonna be kind of hard too.
That's literally it. That's why we
So
have a
like
tournament.
what like is there like a story to it? Did he do this for like the president at the time, or like was there like no? It was just kind of like he just felt like there should be like an awesome course, so he just like made one. Oh, so like why is it in Augusta? Is there like a reason for? Yeah, he just kind of lived there and just thought it'd be easy for him, and it was just kind of convenient for him. You're like that's the story. That's it.
It literally
You're
is a tradition unlike any other because it isn't really a tradition. It's like
There's
some
no tradition,
guy who
but
wanted
then-
to.
They sold the I don't want to say myth because it is awesome. Again, I believe in like that course
Yeah.
is the best course in the world. But it just sort of like built from there, and like that's what the green jacket was too. And they're like, we'll just give out a green jacket. We'll just do everything different. And I bet at the time everyone was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But then you keep doing if you believe enough, Charlotte, at a certain point, people are like, I love this thing. This is tradition.
That's what I'm banking on with Rosenbaum.
So there you go. Yeah, exactly.
If we do
Exactly.
it enough, people are fine. Like we're going to brainwash it. No, I get that, and I think that's right. And I think it's kind of funny to think about starting a new tradition now. You know, it would be if I were to be like, you know what? I mean, I'm not in any position to do this, so this is actually a bad analogy. So never mind. But it's true that to start anything, it has to begin as just a thing where people are kind of like, what? And
Yeah.
I feel like with the Masters, the idea was like, let's make the course so sick that people have to be like, well, okay. Didn't they use like World War I architects to like for trench warfare to like design? I'm pretty sure like there was some really, deep landscape architecture nerdery that you can go down with that. But I don't know. Anyway, so you don't
Yeah.
like the jacket.
Well, so
Is what you're saying.
there's that. It's just like it's a weird. The origin story of it is just bizarre as well because, I don't think that people like initially this wasn't something that people were excited about. They're like, huh, what's going on here? The other thing I don't like about the jacket is that, and again, I can't stress enough. Like I like the jacket insofar as like I have connected my brain to like. I've been conditioned to like the jacket because I understand that if you're wearing the jacket, you're a Masters champion. I love the Masters, but when I stop and like deconstruct it, I'm like, this is kind of stupid.
Right. Right.
that when you win, you go into Butler Cabin, you sit next to Jim Nance. You have like the guy who runs Augusta
he gives
National.
you his tie.
Yeah, and the whole scene is like this is so weird. And then the former champion puts it on, and it's always like awkward because you put your first arm in, and then your second arm you can't like really get in. You don't really know what the angle is, and you're kind of like twisting that around and trying to.
Yep.
And you put it on, and it never really fits right. And then you're like, cool. I guess I gotta wear this now. And then Charlotte, are you aware that up until recently, if you won the jacket, you had to like leave it on Augusta National grounds? Like you couldn't even take it.
You couldn't take it with you?
Yeah.
It's like in a little locker. That is such a country club thing to do.
And then here's the other reason I hate the jacket. So like, okay, I get that part. So then like every time the Masters happens, every time you come to Augusta National, I'll throw on my jacket. I'll walk around Augusta National. Everyone would kiss my feet because they'll see the green jacket and like I'm royalty on this sacred ground. That's a great idea. Very cool idea. What makes it uncool is that if you watch the Masters, you notice that there are about 1,000 old dudes wearing green jackets around Augusta National, and they're all like, yeah, like the guy who starts the tournament that says like 4 plays on the first tee, Tiger Woods.
That's true.
He's got a green jacket on. The guy that was in the Butler Cabin with Jim Nance, he didn't win the Masters. How does he get a green jacket? So it's not even that prestigious.
I really
it's just like,
never put that together.
It's just like if you're a member of Augusta National, I think you get a green jacket. So like imagine the level
That's like
of
everybody who works at the NBA and like leads people to their seats carrying around a Larry O'Brien trophy.
yes. Imagine the disconnect, the ego that you must have for if I were to start like a basketball award, or like if I started a club and I welcomed LeBron into my basketball club, and he'd be like, "What? Why do I need to be in your club, dude? I'm the master. I'm the one that's like, why do I need?" I should take that jacket off
like,
of you, dude. What the hell?
LeBron to Club
Yeah.
Trillion, and he'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I finally welcome LeBron finally wins one more title, and then I send him a note, and I'm like, "Congratulations, LeBron! You're finally good enough to join my basketball club." He's like, "Who the hell are you, dude?" Like,
You're like, "You might know me from my blog."
yeah, that is to me what the Masters is like all these dudes that wanted to be great at golf that aren't quite good enough. Bring in the guys who are good, and then when they win, they're like, "Welcome to our club." And
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like managers or like people who like finance movies because they're not like good enough to make their own stuff, so they just stand on the red carpet in their suits and they're like, "Brad Pitt, I know him. I'm here." And you're like, who are you though?
Anyway,
the trophy thing got me thinking though, Mark. I was like, I wanted to know, I came around to it, I started like, you know what, I kind of like the green jacket. And so I started Googling trophies. I Googled like trophies professional sports championship because I wanted to see a list of all of them and to be like, do I like this one? I like that one? But that didn't come up. What came up was actually trophies that you can buy, like when you play youth soccer and they give you a little trophy. So I went down a rabbit hole of trophies that you can buy for people in your life because I found some of the fun, like I was laughing so hard looking at these on the internet. So I have them pulled because I want to show you the pictures.
Okay.
And if you're listening to this, the people, go to our YouTube channel, which I'm pretty sure is, I don't know, Google YouTube The People Sports Podcast, like you'll find it. And then you can see what I'm talking about, and we'll also put them on social. But okay, so I'm Googling these trophies and I see one that pops up and it's called Basketball Monster. So I click closer. I zoom in. I click closer. I zoom in and let's see if we can pull this up. This is the picture. This is the trophy that you can buy.
What?
It is a picture of a jacked to the point where he looks like
a monster.
the Hulk. It's a monster. And he's holding a basketball net that he has ripped off of the backboard, and he's holding a basketball and his clothes are ripped. It's like this guy went to sea wearing a basketball uniform and got in a shipwreck and came out like this. And so I was like, what the heck is going on? So I keep Googling some more, and then I come across Golf Monster, a trophy for a golf monster. Check this one out.
Oh.
Where he's so jacked that he's ripped through his golf pants. Like, I need to know the backstory. It's from a company called Trophy Depot, and I just need to know who came up with these because they also have one called Victory Monster.
I'll tell you the story. It's some guy that it's just so of course men created these, of course.
Yeah, obviously, but what?
And the idea was like just make the most aggro trophy possible. Just like the golf one looks like something you would give out at a charity golf outing for longest drive, And it's
but imagine someone that's the most absurd thing. I can't imagine receiving that unless it's obviously a joke. But I like to think of it as it's not a joke. Like some dude is putting together some amateur golf tournament, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna give the winner this sick Hulk."
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm picturing 7-year-old me playing in a basketball tournament and winning the championship, and those are the trophies they give it. That is sick. I'm putting that on display.
Do you want to see
in my
Football
bedroom.
Monster? Football Monster. You could have won Football Monster. But I also found.
Why don't they give the Golf Monster? That would be so much cooler than the green jacket. You have to admit that would be. If you had like a golf monster that was the size of the Stanley Cup, like a life-size golf monster, and you could like pick it up and.
It's like the My Size Barbie, but it's a My Size Golf Monster. and you like can't lift it up. I also found in my travels down buying a trophy internet, I found something a corporate trophy. I found a few others that we don't have to run through those, but I found I really went. I found a corporate trophy, and it's a picture of guys rolling the world up a hill. And the irony of this was, you know how they give out like glass plaques? So you see this thing, which is these guys rolling the earth up a hill, which reminds me of the Sisyphus myth, which is that right as he gets the rock to the top of the mountain, it falls back on him, which is kind of what like being a working person in America.
Yeah, that's the corporate world, right?
Yeah, I was just like, that is so ironic that they would give that out as a trophy. So maybe I'll get you one sometime, and you won't know when it's coming and you won't know what it's for, but your goal for the rest of the time we do this show, which is hopefully forever, is to get me to send you a golf monster.
I think the move is we get a bunch of these monster trophies and we send those out for emails of the week, you know?
Oh my god, there it is.
Like that's the prize. Is emails of the week or email of the month or whatever. I guess
I don't know if we only give Golf Monster. It's none of the other ones. It's just Golf Monster. We get a box of like 56 Golf Monsters at the start of every year for are there 52 weeks or 56 weeks? How many weeks are in a year?
Oh, no, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. I'm going to let you figure this out in your own.
Our lovely producer chatted it to me. It's 52.
Oh my god! Why would you do that, Kat?
I can't do math. I was getting flustered. It was like when you asked me to explain icing. Anyway, wow, I did say 56 off the bat, didn't I?
You did say 56. Oh, we should get used golf monsters that have already been given out for various that just says like longest drive Uncle Bubba's. And we send those to.
Oh my god, we need to track down.
At the Uncle Bubba Memorial Golf Outing in Liston, Indiana, 1994.
Oh my god, I'm gonna call Trophy Depot and ask if they can put me in touch with someone who's bought a golf monster and see who has it and if we can buy it from them.
Let's send those out. That'd be great. Are there any other like what is the worst trophy? So do you like the Masters trophy? Surely there's a trophy out there that's like I mean, say one that people know. I guess
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like the Commissioner's Trophy, the trophy that you get when you win the World Series. It's a bunch of tiny little flags in a circle.
Yeah, of course. It's a hunk of metal to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a hunk of metal. I hate that. I mean, it's called the Commissioner's Trophy, which is just the stupidest name ever. Like, I don't want a trophy. You know, you want it to be something sort of grand. You want it to be, I mean, I guess all trophy names are stupid, like, you know, whatever. Some guy's
it feels like the corporate trophy you just showed, where it's like, congratulations on climbing this mountain, getting all the way to the top, but just as a reminder, I'm still above you. The trophy is mine, and I'm giving it to you.
Exactly.
So, but good job, guys. Good. That's what the Masters is too. It's like, congratulations on being the best golfer in the world, but you know,
I also have a jacket.
I also have a jacket, so.
Right.
But good job. Good job, though.
I don't find the Commissioner's Trophy visually pleasing. It seems to me, and maybe this is because I grew up in a house where we always had pets, but it seems really breakable. You know, like
it
a
does
cat
seem very breakable,
could knock that off, and all of the little flags would just pop right off that trophy.
It looks like a crock pot with a bunch of like little party sausage links, hot dog links in there, and you're taking to the toothpicks, and you're just like.
Absolutely. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah, that's what that trophy reminds me of whenever I see it. I'm like, man, I should make some little meatballs.
Yeah, and I can't think of, you know, because the Larry O'Brien and the Lombardi, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, here's a basketball, here's a football, like, we get it. But
the WNBA has a pretty bad trophy. I looked that up last night. Speaking of basketball one, it's just like two like poles with a basketball in the end. I don't know. You have to look that one up.
I know.
It's kind of a dud of a trophy.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah. The Larry O'Brien I like enough. Yeah. The Lombardi needs to be bigger though. That's my stance on that.
It also seems too pointy.
It's too small. Yeah. You need to like, because like every time they hold it up, it looks like they're just kind of like, it looks like the Vortex. You know.
The Nerf football.
The Nerf Vortex. You can just like chuck. Which is why they threw it. Which is why Tom Brady threw it on the boat, because he's like, oh, look at this thing. It looks like it's asking to be thrown. You know.
It does. It really does. It is begging you to toss that across the living room.
The worst ones. I'm trying to. I have a handful of bad ones. Like I
Oh,
think the
what
World Cup trophy is pretty bad.
what is that
The
one? What does that look like?
it looks like they put the globe on like a gold pedestal, and then they left it out in the sun too long, and it just started melting.
Oh, yes. That's
And then
bizarre.
it's also like that big, and like every time they hold, and then you get this the you know like the World Cup's every 4 years. It is the most prestigious trophy in the world for team sports in terms of like people's interest.
Global
Obviously it's
interest.
the global interest. So all these players obviously spent their entire lives trying to win this thing. They finally win. Like so many things have to go right. You have to be so good. You have to train your entire whatever. You finally win the trophy. They hand it to the captain, and then like the whole team wants to like touch it or like be in on the picture. And the captain lifts it above his head, and then you just get a bunch of guys standing around him, and they're just like doing jazz hands because they're like, I wish I could get a hand on that thing, but I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna be like, we did it. And then the confetti shoots and everything, and it's a bummer of a trophy in that regard because the whole World Cup is hyped up so much. You're like, this is the event in the world. This is it. This is all
Well,
that anybody cares about, and then they win it, and you're like, for that? That's
I
what
know,
you
Mark.
want?
I think what I'm sensing here is I think we can both agree that trophies should be massive.
They should be massive. They should be massive. I
It's
agree with
really
you.
hard to win a championship. People
Yes.
don't talk about that enough. It's
Yes.
really hard. Only one team can do it, and there are a ton of teams. And so when you do it, you should get like a giant silver tree house, and you can like sit in the trophy and like play.
Right,
in the
right. You
trophy.
should get a castle. I think a castle should be. I think that should be
You
a
should
trophy.
get a cat cottage, like one of those pet things made out of silver. Also, funny story, I ordered a butcher block the other day, like one of those kitchen like island things, and instead they sent me a cat cottage. And I was like, this could not be different. I've never had
Shut-
Amazon just like it was like going to Dunkin' Donuts and being like, can I get a small, medium ice? And they give you a lawnmower. I was like, okay.
So you're saying if you win a sporting competition, you just want someone to hand you the keys to a discovery zone in the 1990s.
Yes, give me.
And you're like,
rent
I just want to
out-
jump in the ball pit. Like that's what I want my trophy to be. I want to have the whole. I want a Chuck E. Cheese. I want unlimited pizza and game tokens.
with the animatronic band.
Can we go to Dave and Buster's, please?
I want a lifetime membership. I don't even know if you could belong to Dave and Buster's, but I want a lifetime membership to Dave and Buster's. Is what I want.
You know what other trophy sucks?
What?
Is the Wimbledon women's trophy. Like the men have like the real trophy. This
Yes.
this should be a crusade for you. This is a good sexism crusade that
You're a
I'll,
woman,
I'll,
you're-
I'll throw my weight behind this. That the men Wimbledon trophy is awesome, and then the women's trophy is a plate, which seems a little on the nose. If you're like, I don't know
You
if
can
they're,
serve
like, a little-
sandwiches on this.
Yeah. Yes. They're like, here's a plate.
You want a
What? And
tray
then,
for
like,
your kitchen?
yes, and I don't. But beyond that, beyond the messaging, just the trophy itself, it looks like every time a woman wins at Wimbledon, she's like, I just
Right,
picture
you're just-
Serena Williams holding this plate, just like, cool, thanks for the plate.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be a huge trophy, and I don't like plates and I don't like plaques. I think that's lame. I want
Yeah.
a goblet or I want a goblet. I want a bird bath. I want anything in that
I want a
kind
large
of shape.
pizza. I want unlimited soda with my pizza. And I want
wanna be able
enough
to mix
tickets
all
to
the
buy a
sodas
Chinese
together.
finger trap after I.
I want to play the claw machine, and I want it to
Yes.
work.
The other ones I wanted to mention, the college sports. I don't like the college football trophy. It used to be awesome. It used to be the gold foot or the crystal football, and
Yep.
then they would pop it off and hold it in the air. And then now it's it's a little phallic, for being honest. It's like
A lot of trophies are.
a lot of trophies are, and it just doesn't look. I don't like the look of it. But other people might. I don't know. It seems like it's just like a big pole. It looks
No,
like
I
you're just holding
think-
up a pole.
All trophies should be goblet shaped at least, or like
Goblet
cup
shaped.
shaped.
And then the college basketball was the most recent major trophy that was handed out. Obviously, I guess the Masters was, but before the Masters, the national title trophy. The reason I don't like it is that speaking of sizes, it's like the exact same size as if you go to the Final Four. Like if you win
Yes.
if you win your regional, they give you a trophy that looks exactly like that. It just says regional champion, and the only difference is this one's like gold and it says national champion instead of regional.
I also
which,
think it looks a
I
little
don't know, make it
corporate.
bigger. It It looks very corporate.
You know, it
very
looks
corporate.
like thank you for having the highest sales in our Des Moines office.
Because the most prominent feature is the NCAA logo.
Right.
Like, think about what trophy is that the case? I guess the Masters, they have the little Masters logo right there. But like, yeah, if the NBA logo just handed out an NBA logo, they're like,
you know what would be kind of cool though,
finals,
if they handed out the Jerry West, you know, and if it was in the shape of the
that'd be cool
outline.
Yeah,
but that wouldn't say. It would be like if you handed out a trophy that said NBA.
I will say the NFL, that would actually be kind of badass if you got an NFL shield. Like
Whoa.
if that was
okay,
just
so
like this
there was
massive NFL shield.
There was one of the Korean baseball teams, a Korean baseball team that won, the Dinos. They made their own trophy, and it's a sword.
A sword, yeah, you told me about this.
Yeah, it's huge. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the best trophy. So it's like, why don't we give out? I mean, not to bring the whole military complex into this or whatever, but like a sword is medieval, and like you could give out a one of those like I don't just put it like a silver crossbow, silver bow and arrow.
I think that's a great idea for like the MVP of championships. You know, instead of like a Toyota Tundra,
here's a silver bow and arrow.
Here's a flamethrower.
Here, we made you a gold-plated. We made you a gold-plated potato gun.
Yes.
Go to town. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the cooler the better, or like a silver Nerf gun.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hey pals, thanks for watching the People's Sports Podcast YouTube channel. For more of mine and Mark's very weird rabbit holes, stick around, watch more. You can subscribe, smash that subscribe button. You know you want to. We're going to give you all the weird stuff we possibly can.